Welcome back to Roadside Rescue, and thanks to Raid Shadow Legends for making this video possible. Alright, so here you can see a 2013 Kia Optima. This was in a crash, a front-end collision, and in spite of what you see here, the damage is actually pretty minimal. I've got my son out here, he's almost 4, Mack. He's going to be helping. I'm also excited because this is the first project that Mack's going to be helping me with.
Okay, don't touch that to the car. This will scratch it. That's a good tool, but this is metal. You know, we'll make a bunch of scratches. See how this, when the paint comes off, it starts to get rusty? That's what we don't want to happen. But that's a good idea to bring a tool. I've got some pliers on the ground behind us if you want. Here.
Now this is what you would be referring to when you talk about flipping cars. So we're gonna get this car fixed back up, make it look presentable. That's the goal of this project.
See, get this out of the way.
Unfortunately, I also underestimated how hard and expensive it would be to find the parts for this vehicle. So we'll see what happens. This video is sponsored by Raid Shadow Legends. Explore millions of champion combinations and master countless tactics. You can build your team, develop your champions, and raid your way. These are a couple of the champions I've been using. 𝐿 is fantastic anywhere you can provoke the enemy. In the arena, he can shut down the enemy team, and in PvE, he can cripple enemy waves. 𝐿𝑒ℎ𝑟𝑒ℎ, he's a universal fighter that found his place everywhere in the game. He even starts the battle by covering your weakest champion to help them stay alive. This month is going to be huge. With some new champions, an update to Tag Arena, and a full schedule of special events and tournaments, there will be a ton of action. But here's the main event. Raid's currently running a special 𝘥𝘉𝖈𝖊𝖃 chase event, where you can get your hands on the amazing 𝘥𝘉𝖈𝖊, a brand new legendary champion, just by logging in. All you have to do is log in and play Raid for 7 days between now and July 20, and you'll get 𝘥𝘉𝖈𝖊 for free. That's it. This is the best time to get started in Raid, and if you click my link in the description or scan my QR code here on the screen, you'll get a free starter pack worth almost $40. 3 free champions at once. 𝐕𝐞𝐳𝑚𝑒𝑟, 𝘠𝑚𝑒𝑟, 𝑟omero, plus 10 magic XP brews, 10 force XP brews, and 10 spirit brews. All this treasure will be waiting for you here, and it's that easy. Just click the link in the description, and I'll see you in the game. Once you're in the game, enter promo code MyDeliana, get 50 XP brews to get your legendary hero 𝘥𝘉𝖈𝖊 to max level, as well as a ton of silver. Rewards are available only for the next 30 days, and only for new players. I've always got to keep an eye on Mack when he's out helping me work.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
This car's got 116,000 miles, and it's turbocharged. It should get plenty of attention, and the question is, could I make any money on it?
Well, it's looking pretty good right here.
You think so?
Yeah, I think
So for the next few weeks, mostly while waiting on parts, I'll be fixing this car up, and you'll see the progress.
I'm just gonna get this off.
All right. It certainly looks broken.
I'm just gonna get this off.
Okay.
Let's dig into this damage and see what's going on here. I haven't even been able to get the hood popped yet.
Looks like some damage for sure to the radiator here. I'll show you.
So I was also going to throw those plastic pieces away, but I couldn't even find one of those online, so we're going to figure something out. Okay, so this right here is actually the AC condenser. It's the shorter radiator in front. The main radiator, which is the bigger one behind it, I'm definitely going to replace, but if this AC condenser isn't leaking,
that fan probably is broken as well.
Since that system is pressurized.
The little connector there, the socket.
The little connector there? What do you mean that little connector?
Oh, that's what that is.
Recording starting.
All right.
Okay.
Missed.
The camera's starting, Daddy.
Okay.
So don't knock it down.
All right.
Recording now.
It's recording you doing your work. Can you hand me some pliers? Nice.
Got it.
That's great helping.
So both the headlights are actually broken. The passenger side has a hole in it, but I thought for a while that it wasn't broken. The benefits of rebuilding a vehicle yourself, it's a great opportunity to practice and learn mechanics.
Got the gas tank
also
in
the
there?
fact that sometimes the fix doesn't justify the cost. So with cracked bumpers and things like that, you can get creative and figure out problem solving.
It's looking pretty good. Ooh, yeah, that's good. Hold it moly.
Holy moly.
So I'm just trying to get down to the radiator here, and I want to see how bad this front support is bent. Okay, so we're going to set up this tow strap around this big old tree, try and bend everything back into relative position. As long as the hood locks.
Probably.
Okay, so here we'll be pulling out that front support, which is what holds the top of that radiator in place. It's called a radiator support. You can see that intercooler there on the right. Once everything gets...
Looks pretty good. What'd you get, chalk on this? That's pretty crazy. Did you crunch up a chalk?
Yeah.
How'd it go?
It was on my skateboard.
Dang.
Look at it.
It's bent back, and you can see the radiator on the left.
Wait.
That hose that's running in between the
Looking
radiator and the
better
other
already.
plastic piece, that's the intake manifold for the engine. So when you look down straight at this bumper here, you can actually see that it's not very bent, if any at all, so that's great news. It looks like it's just going to be this radiator support. And hopefully we can get this bent back into place and get this back on the road. Okay, so here you can see this radiator. We're going to go ahead and get those hoses off and try and get this radiator taken out of there. Sometimes it can be a little tricky with the amount of space you have left.
So that means you can be driving it all the whole time.
Depending on your circumstances, you can find a vehicle like this for less than $1,000. I wouldn't have paid more than $1,000 for this one. The new radiator cost $100. I actually found that radiator hose for $25. The first headlight I bought was $96,
What was that?
but it wasn't sent for over 2 weeks.
Oh,
And finally, I
That's
had to
the-
get a refund.
retaining ring for the radiator there. That's where that was punctured right there.
Got it.
Good.
I'm just gonna measure the car.
Okay. The good news is both sensors that broke, both connectors that broke, the one and this, they broke on the replaceable side and not the wiring harness side.
So I bought the next one for about $130. And I was able to find the opposite side for $62, which was a little bit cheaper than buying them in a pair. The connector on that horn broke, which is what Mack was working on at the beginning. So a new horn costs $15. The map sensor I was able to get for $40. And that cooling fan cost about $95. Since we're gonna replace the hood, body parts always have a huge shipping cost. The new hood cost only $150, but shipping was another $100. I rebuilt a car for a friend a few years ago, and the body panels were $850, but shipping was $1,200, and it showed up in a semi-truck.
That may... No, it's gonna bind up. Yep. Not gonna work.
Right now, we're on track to finish
On the interstate without a phone.
around $1,600. We turn around and sell it for $3,000 to $3,600, or maybe more depending on the market. So far, I've waited about a month and a half on different parts. Overall, this vehicle was easy to work on, and there wasn't too much damage. Luckily, it looks like I'm not going to be in the hole, but it could have turned out different because I wasn't aware beforehand that it's hard to find parts for the 2013 Kia Optima. I would definitely do this again, and for a reason, it's about the 5th car I've rebuilt. And this intercooler here actually has a few holes in the back where it smashed into the battery tray. And you can see that the battery tray clamp is broken there. I'm gonna try to patch those holes before I buy a new intercooler. So we'll see what happens with that on the next episode. There was still a little bit of coolant in there.
What do you see? You see a car?
Yeah.
You know how to
My
fix?
plan is to do several projects this summer. We'll be finishing up this car within a couple of episodes. So far, we're gonna need a new bumper because we only have a couple of pieces of the old one. The radiator needs replaced, but I was able to find one online for about $100. Luckily, the AC system is still sealed, so I'm not gonna mess with that. I'm not even gonna try to unbend that AC condenser. There's no way I can unbend this hood, so we're gonna need a new one of those. A couple of sensors that luckily I was able to find for about 30 bucks. Even then, after we get everything put back together in the next episode, another issue pops up. Hopefully I figure it out and it doesn't sink the project. Then we've got the 1978 Jeep Grand Wagoneer. I've already got that ready to go in the first episode filmed. And then as announced last year, my plan is to come and swap the UPS truck. I've already purchased the billet conversion kit and we're saving up for a rebuilt motor. So after a few projects this summer, and sooner if possible, we'll get the UPS truck back on the road. And maybe we'll have to pay a visit to some other YouTubers in it. Make sure you subscribe so you can come along for those. Thanks again to all the subscribers and to Raid Shadow Legends for sponsoring this video. Subscribe to show your support or to keep up with the content. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you on the next episode of Roadside Rescue.